Hello everyone. If you want to improve your relationship, learn relationship hack or listen to entertaining and educating relationship stories, please subscribe, like, and share. Share your own story in the comments section below. Thank you. Comment what do you think about this situation. Mom cheating on my dad. He doesn't know. Hi there. I'm very confused right now and I really have no one to ask, so I came here. Ever since mid last year, my mom has been acting weird and began never letting her phone out of sight when she never cared about her phone before that. I began getting suspicious and so did my dad, but she brushed it off as old friends contacting her. I could never get access to her phone. Today, she left her phone somewhere when she went out for a couple minutes. I barely had the time to write down the phone number and read some messages. My phone was drained so I couldn't take pics. What I saw in the chat disgusted me. Even more that the man was almost as old as my granddad. I want to tell my dad. But my mom is almost the sole breadwinner of the family. My dad had stupidly put everything under my mother's name even though he bought them. And she's the one paying for college. I feel like I'm betraying my dad. And it's tearing me apart. I want to hold out for just one more year so I can get a job and move my dad and myself out of there. Am I being too selfish? Any advice would help. Thank you. Undefined. Update. I told my dad. He responded in the way I expected him to. But he was clearly very distraught. He's remaining calm and I just reassured him that I'll always be there for him. DK, what else to do tbh? You should be proud of yourself. You're a good kid. If she's the whole breadwinner now, try to hint it to Tor dad to get a job and try to work it out so that you can leave the home financially stable. If they're married, it's most likely your dad will get some of the things they have together. That's just me. I'm not saying this is what you have to do. Look at the options. Read about divorce in your state/city and work from there. Tell your dad. As for the divorce and the financials, don't worry too much. If she is the breadwinner, she will likely have to pay him alimony and spousal support. Plus, regardless of whose name is in the deed, unless there is a prenup in effect, the division of assets will be 50-50. And prenups usually set up rules for these kind of scenarios. I know it is a terrible spot you've been put in. It isn't fair. But your dad deserves the truth and you shouldn't have to keep secrets. Ask your dad to go somewhere private and tell him. If you are worried your dad won't believe you, or worried about a lot of drama, is there a family member you can stay with for a bit? You might want to plan to go away for a few days so your parents can work out their next steps. I would make plans for a visit. Pack your bag and tell him on the way there. Then go back to staying with your dad after the fallout. Your mom sucks. You don't have to protect her. Good luck. Your dad seems such a lovely guy and put everything on her name and this woman cheats on him? I guess she will still be entitled to pay for your college and your dad has every peeping right to know about this. May God send the cheaters to hell. He really is. I want to agree with your last sentence, but I'm very confused as to the fact that the cheater is my mother who I know love and cares for me. Yet I feel so much anger and disgust because of how she betrayed my dad. Sucks I know, but you should side with your papa no matter what. Oh, for sure I'm siding with him. And I will tell him. I just don't know how to process the emotions I have for my mother RN. I understand and I can't help you with your attachment with your mom because that is a very tricky situation and only a therapist can help you, but you do not have to be against your mom too. Just tell your dad everything and let him take care of it. Your mom loves you and you should not destroy yours with her. You do not know the dynamics of your parents' relationship. Yep, I just told my dad. DK, how it'll go from here. You did the right thing. He had a right to know. What your mom did wasn't just to your dad. It was to your family. She will always be your mom. But that doesn't mean you have to like everything she does. People are flawed in many ways. No matter what happens. This isn't your fault. Sending you good vibes, internet stranger. Undefined. That man is not. And probably never has been. Your dad's friend. You should stop calling him that. You should tell your dad. He has the right to know. If dad finds out you knew all along and never told him, that you were effective and accomplice to your mom's cheating. If your mother is aware that you know, that adds other layers of complexity. Don't think for a second that she would try to protect you when this all explodes in her face. Tell your dad. He suspects already. Tell your dad. If you are willing to betray your dad over money, he must not mean that much to you at all. Agreed. Telling you dad might be one of the hardest things you do in your life. But you will always be able to look back and know it was the right decision. Make sure from now on phone is always charged. You have to get access to the phone. Once you do get proof, you can give it to your dad and he can talk to a lawyer. Can you give an update in the future? Sad situation though. Just read the post with your edit. You're a good kid op. I'm sorry your mother is doing this to you. That's right. She's doing this to you too. I know it hurts. But you have to face the fact that she is damaging your family. You should never have been caught in the middle of this. Tell your dad. He has a right to know. Tell him not to confront her. He needs to go straight to a lawyer. The tougher he is with her now, the more likely she will be to snap out of it. No matter what happens with your parents, hopefully she will repair her relationship with you. Good luck. I've just told him. And he isn't planning on bringing it up with my mom yet. Don't know what he is planning, but I'm just hoping for the best. Best to talk to a lawyer about everything before he makes any decisions. I found out on a Friday and had to wait till Monday to talk to one, but it was worth it. Cool heads will help to not drag out a divorce, and having a lawyer give advice throughout the process makes everything much simpler. If he divorces her, there's a good chance he'll get big alimony if he gets a good divorce lawyer. Keep this in mind. Your relationship with your mother or your monetary situation shouldn't be the primary reason to keep you from doing the right thing morally. I don't want to armchair psychoanalyze your mother, considering I don't know her. But it sounds fairly disrespectful. Which can happen in those kinds of situations. Especially if you have someone who could possibly be putting bugs in her ear about how she should be resentful. Or that she could do better. All of which is toxicity of a level that would ultimately lead to the demise of a relationship. Let alone a marriage. Respect and boundaries are key. And from what little you've mentioned, if he's allowed her to take that role, perhaps that's a major issue. You should tell him. It's better that he hears it from you. And understands your love and respect for him. As opposed to finding out on his own. Which would be so much worse. You're going to need to be strong. Because he may still be broken. Or at least vulnerable. But knowing that he has you will be important. Good luck. Op. Yes. I wanted to keep it until after I saw my therapist, but I couldn't bear the weight of keeping it from him. I've told him. And I just hope things will slowly get better. Thank you. And to clarify for my dad. He actually runs a small company which was doing relatively okay before the pandemic. But because of the pandemic that is still very much present in my country, he is digging into his pockets to pay for his employees, leaving none for the family. Yeah. The pandemic really caused hell with all kinds of friends of mine who have local small businesses. Stay strong. Op. He's going to need you. But for what it's worth, I'm guessing he's proud of you for standing up for what's right versus what's comfortable. Thank you, kind stranger. I hope you have a nice day. You too. Hang in there and know at least one person will be rooting for you both.